Greetings. We continue our study of the name of God, Jehovah, our sanctification. We're still reading in Old Testament, 2 Chronicles 30. Today we begin at verse 27. Then the priests, the Levites, arose and blessed the people, and their voice was heard, and their prayer came up to his holy dwelling place, even unto heaven. In 2 Chronicles 29:5, we find the intensive stem, and he said unto them, Hear me, ye Levites, sanctify now yourselves. And sanctify, this means completely, the house of the Lord God, and carry forth the filthiness out of the holy place. You note the reflexive stem is used of the Levites sanctifying themselves. So in 2 Chronicles 29, beginning at verse 15 and reading through verse 29, we find, And they gathered their brethren and sanctified themselves, and came according to the commandment of the king by the words of the Lord to cleanse the house of the Lord. And the priest went into the inner part of the house of the Lord to cleanse, and brought out all the uncleanness. And they found in the temple of the Lord, in the court of the house of the Lord, and the Levites took it to carry it out abroad into the brook Kidron. Now they began on the first day of the first month to completely sanctify, and on the 8th day of the month they came to the porch of the Lord. So they completely sanctified the house of the Lord in 8 days. And in the 16th day of the first month they made an end. Then went they into Hezekiah the king and said, We have cleansed all the house of the Lord, and the altar of burnt offering, and all the vessels thereof, and the showbread table with all the vessels thereof. Moreover, all the vessels which King Ahaz in his reign did cast away in his transgression have we prepared and sanctified, that is, caused to be sanctified, and behold, they are before the altar of the Lord. So we find here a recognition from God's written word that things were not what they should have been. This recognition from God's written word is followed by a readiness to make all things what they should have been. This readiness caused a removal of all unclean things, and further it caused a readiness to do the right things. So we come to major point number 3 then. Sanctification results from being obedient. That is, satisfaction results from being obedient in sanctification. In 2 Chronicles chapter 30 and verse 21, it says, And the children of Israel that were present at Jerusalem kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with great gladness. And the Levites and the priests praised the Lord day by day, singing with loud instruments unto the Lord. And Hezekiah spake comfortably unto all the Levites that taught the good knowledge of the Lord, and they did eat throughout the feast 7 days, offering peace offerings and making confession to the God of their fathers. Verse 25 says, And all the congregation of Judah with the priests and the Levites and all the congregation that came out of the land of Israel and that dwelt in Jerusalem rejoiced. Verse 26, very important. So there was great joy in Jerusalem, for since the time of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, there was not the like in Jerusalem. Then the priests and Levites arose and blessed the people, and their voice was heard, and their prayer came up to his holy dwelling place, even unto heaven. I believe this is something that's very parallel to our world today. And as we conclude this study tomorrow, we'll consider that more.